Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Troy. So, Donald Trump has surrendered in Fulton County, Georgia, and we've got a presidential portrait for the ages. The first time a former president has had a mugshot taken. It's been quite a week. All of the Fulton County defendants have surrendered themselves. They've all got mugshots. You can see them all on MeidasTouch.com. Head over to MeidasTouch.com. You can see all of the Fulton County mugshots, including Donald Trump's, with their jail records, with what they're charged with, and even their height and weight, which Donald Trump had a little bit of fun with, I think. Apparently, they could self report their height and weight when they were booked, but that's neither here nor there. So I thought it might be kind of fun now that our long national nightmare is just beginning with all this Trump nonsense to go through the Fulton County mugshots, take a look at who these people are, what they're charged with, and then maybe we could like give a little fashion show rundown on the mugshots. I was gonna rank them. I want to rank them by most innocent looking to most evil and sinister ever. So let's start out with some of the lesser known folks, some of the folks at like the bottom of the list here. So this is Misty Hampton, aka Misty Hayes. Her arrest record says Misty Hayes. So she's a former election supervisor for Coffee County, Georgia, and she was allegedly present when Trump's supporters illegally accessed some electronic voting data. So she is charged with attempting to commit computer theft. This is the electronic records side of the case. Now, looking at this mugshot, this is a 0 out of 5 for sinister evil. She looks actually kind of sweet. She just looks like a normal lady. Still not necessarily. This isn't the mugshot I would take. I would probably be a little bit more upset or frightened if I had been booked into jail. But I'm not a criminal, so I don't know. So anyway, Misty Hampton, 0 out of 5 on the sinister scale. Now we move to Robert Cheeley. Robert Cheeley is a Georgia attorney, and he is accused of falsely testifying about a video of Georgia election workers. He falsely testified that the video proved that election workers were handling fake ballots, that they were handling second and third, that they were putting second and third ballots into the counters that weren't real. He testified that that video was accurate when it was fake, and he signed a form attesting to that testimony. So he is being charged with perjury and false testimony. So Chile, interesting, a little bit more sinister. He's got the angry eyes going there, a little bit more than Misty Hampton. I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 5 on the evil sinister scale. I would not want to run into this guy, in a back alley somewhere. Just a little bit creepy looking dude. Yeah. So moving on, Sean Still. Okay, so Sean Still is actually a Georgia state senator, and he falsely signed a certificate declaring Trump the winner of Georgia and falsely designating himself as one of the state's qualified electors. So he just lying across the board. He wasn't an elector. Trump didn't win the state. He certified that Trump did. This mugshot, this guy is just, I mean, he looks like he could be the coach of the local little league team. He's a local, like he's going to be grilling on Sundays for the families. Not sinister at all. 0 out of 5. Not scary at all. Sean Still, politician in Georgia. Okay, now we get crazy here. Michael Roman. All right, this guy's kind of a shadowy figure. It's hard to kind of figure out what this guy did for Trump. He worked in the Trump administration. He worked in the OE, the old executive office building, as ostensibly an opposition researcher. He had a large team of researchers working for him, and those are the guys that dig up dirt on Trump's political opponents. So this guy was already kind of in that like shadow world, a fixer world. He's accused of helping to organize the fake elector scheme. This guy has some crazy eyes going. Definitely like 3 out of 5 on the creepy scale. He doesn't look human. He looks like some kind of a zombie figure or something. Yeah, definitely creepy. Definitely creepy, Michael Roman. And adding to the creep factor is the fact that he is just involved in this shadowy world of opposition research. All right, moving on. Here's Stephen Lee. Now, this just has Exorcist vibes written all over it. Totally creepy. 4 out of 5 on the creepy scale. Don't want to have anything to do with this guy. Holy Lord. So Lee's a police chaplain from Illinois. He's charged with intimidation of poll worker Ruby Freeman. He allegedly showed up at her house knocked on her door and offered a pro bono service, part of the ongoing intimidation of election worker Ruby Freeman. That was part of this case. Whew, absolutely creepy. Getting chills from this guy. Jeffrey Clark. Now, Jeffrey Clark's interesting. He put on his jail record that he is 5'3" and weighs 150 pounds. 5'3", 150 pounds, which is not true. This guy's been seen in public. He's at least 5'11", probably 6 feet tall. Why he self-reported being 5'3" and 150 pounds, I'm not really sure. He had the opportunity to report whatever he was. So a total mystery there, adding to the fact that this mugshot is not creepy at all. He looks like an insurance salesman. 0 out of 5, no sinister. But this guy was worked in the Department of Justice. He was the guy that Trump was going to make, apparently Trump was going to make Attorney General of the United States in his second term. In exchange, Jeffrey Clark drafted a letter to the Justice Department outlining significant concerns, quote unquote, that may have impacted the outcome of the election in several states, including Georgia. And Clark's letter actually asked for the Georgia legislatures to convene to review so-called dueling slates of electors. He was stated that there was confusion on the ground in Georgia, and there were 2 slates of electors in Georgia, which was not true. The Trump electors were frauds, engineered by Giuliani and some of these other people. So Clark being charged with that. But yeah, just a interesting guy. Definitely not 5'3". Not sure why he supported that, or why he stated that. Trevion Cutie. All right, this is where we get. This is absolutely horror movie vibes. Like, this reminds me of the movie Smile. 5 out of 5. This is absolutely terrifying. I never want to see this picture again, ever again, in my life. Trevion Cutie is the former publicist for Kanye West. She worked for Black Voices for Trump. She attended the Trump rally in Tulsa at the height of COVID. This was back in 2020 when Trump was holding rallies when everybody else was staying inside and being responsible. She showed up to that rally. She posed for a picture with Herman Cain at the rally. Herman Cain died shortly from COVID, shortly afterwards. She's been charged in the Ruby Freeman intimidation side of this case, intimidating election worker Ruby Freeman, but absolutely horrifying. 5 out of 5. Never want to see this picture again. Definite Smile horror movie vibes. This is Harrison Floyd. He was the executive director of Black Voices for Trump, still in jail at the time of this recording. He was accused of, again, he's on the Ruby Freeman side of the case, trying to intimidate Ruby Freeman, election worker. He was the only one of these defendants that didn't make bail, so still in jail, left behind. Trump could have posted his bail. He didn't. This guy got left behind in Fulton County, Georgia. He's still there at the time of this recording. 0 out of 5, not creepy at all. Just looks like a regular guy. He looks a little confused as to why he's there. Maybe he looks a little angry, but not creepy at all. Just looks like a regular guy. Still in jail in Fulton County. Ray Smith, 4 out of 5 on the creepy scale. Definitely got the crazy eyes going. Definitely got the Kubrick stare going, which Cootie had too. The forward forehead with the eyes up and the chin down. Just a typical cinematic technique to indicate that somebody is deranged, used by director Stanley Kubrick. It's a very famous film technique to make a character look crazy. I'm not sure why these people decided to pose this way, but here's another one. Ray Smith, 5 out of 5 on the creepy scale. Just do not want to come anywhere near this guy. He is accused of working with the alternate slate of electors in Georgia, again signing more documents claiming that Trump had won the state of Georgia. He's Trump's attorney in Georgia. Kathy Latham, aside from the fact that she's just got this ghostly pall over her and you can barely see her, not that creepy. I don't know, maybe 2 out of 5, maybe 3 out of 5. She just looks like a ghost. I mean, she just looks like she's not even in the room. She's kind of blending into the background. She's the former Coffee County Republican Party chair who acted as one of the fake electors. Pretending to be an elector, pretending to be a human being, because I don't think she's actually alive. I think she's actually just a ghost based on this picture alone. All right, here we go. Now, this is Ken Cheesebro, which I say Chesbro. I don't know. It's probably Cheesebro. Who knows? But what's interesting about this guy is this is like the most authentic mugshot of the group, I think. I think this is how I would look if I was having my mugshot taken. First of all, he's wearing a suit. He is a lawyer. He's aware of the gravity of the situation. He's wearing a suit. He's classed it up a little bit. He looks worried and scared and upset and not sure what's going on, and like he's been left out to dry by Donald Trump, like so many people have before him. And yeah, this is it seems like this is probably the most genuine face I've seen on all these. This is the guy that asked for a speedy trial. The first one to ask for a speedy trial in this case. He doesn't want to get hung out to dry by Donald Trump. What looks like he's going to be getting that speedy trial. But yes, 0 out of 5, not sinister. I think this looks like a genuine mugshot. I think this guy is like genuinely scared. David Shaffer, 0 out of 5. This guy actually posted this. He was the first one to post this picture to his social media accounts. He made this profile picture on X, formerly Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, look at my mugshot. This is great. It's new profile picture day. Hashtag new profile picture." Just not taking it seriously at all. So 0 out of 5 for creepiness, but 5 out of 5 for just idiocy. I mean, he just looks like an idiot. What a dumb thing to do, to like post your mugshot. Just let the judge, let the jurors, let everybody in the legal community know that you're not taking this seriously at all. Schaefer was the chair of the Georgia Republican Party, and he was involved in the fake elector scheme. He was the organizer of the notorious fake electors meeting in December of 2020 that didn't allow cameras in, etc. So this guy was more in charge on the fake electors side of the plot. Just looks like a complete idiot. Here we go. Scott Hall. Okay, Scott Hall is a bail bondsman. He was more involved. He was like acting on the orders of Sidney Powell. He was in on the tampering with electronic ballots side of the case. So he gained access to voting machines on the orders of Sidney Powell. He was part of a team of people that were trying to tamper with electronic voting records in the Georgia election. Just this scheme just went way, way deep, way deeper than just Trump complaining about the results of the election or making that phone call to Brad Raffensperger that he called the perfect phone call. These guys were involved on Watergate level, sort of cloak and dagger type stuff, but even worse than Watergate. But anyway, this guy was one of the guys that was in charge of the effort to actually like change the electronic ballots. Stephen Hall, he was again a former bail bondsman, or Scott Hall, former bail bondsman. Um, you know, 3 out of 5 on the creepiness. He's got the creepy eyes thing going. He's got the ghostly white face going thing there. Not totally creepy. Still wouldn't want to bump into this guy in a dark alley in the middle of the night. Oh, okay. John Eastman. Oh, this was one of the first ones we saw. I think Eastman was like the first one to turn himself in. He was one of the first ones to turn himself in. He had to request a postponement from his hearing in California to be disbarred, to lose his law license, so that he could be arrested in Georgia. Not exactly the coup mastermind, but this is a 5 out of 5. Absolutely creepy. This guy resembles Gollum in the worst possible way. Absolutely chills down my spine. Never want to see this guy ever again. But yeah, this is John Eastman. This guy was the apparent coup mastermind behind the Stop the Steal rally and Trump's efforts on January 6th. Trump lawyer, apparent, attempt to overthrow the United States government to install Trump dictator for life. Looks like Gollum. Completely believable that he would do something like this. Here is Sidney Release the Kraken Powell. This is Sidney Powell's mugshot in Fulton County. Now, again, she was famous for trying to release the Kraken about Dominion voting systems. She got sued for like billions of dollars for defamation of Dominion voting systems, claiming that they were messing with electronic voting records. While she was doing the exact same thing in Georgia, uh, she had paid employees from Sullivan Strickler LLC in Fulton County to travel to Coffee County to allegedly willfully tamper with electronic ballot markers and tabulating machines. So while she was out there talking about Dominion voting systems, changing votes, illegally changing votes from Trump to Biden, she was literally trying to do the exact same thing in Georgia. Lying hypocrite. She just kind of looks like a grandma here. I know people might disagree with me. I don't think this mugshot is that creepy. She's just, again, way, way too unconcerned. She's got sociopathic face, which fits because she's clearly a lying sociopath, but she's got the like dead behind the eyes, nothing going on there. No feeling, doesn't care at all. So 0 out of 5 on the creepiness scale, but or maybe like 1 out of 5 on the creepiness scale. Throw Sydney a 1 there on that scale, but more just sociopathic, more just like doesn't care at all what she did, what's going on. Jenna Ellis. Okay, this is another one. Jenna Ellis was all over, posting this picture all over the internet, trying to like make this thing into some sort of like selfie contest. This was her mugshot selfie. Again, she's a lawyer. She's got to know that this is not going to play well with a judge. Smiling and taking a selfie for your mugshot, posting it all over the internet, being proud of it, all it does is indicate that you're not taking the case seriously. So, I mean, imagine being this excited to piss your career and your life away over somebody like Donald Trump. And by the way, Donald Trump's PAC is not paying her legal fees because she had the audacity to come out in support of Ron DeSantis. So she's been left out to dry by Donald Trump by simply suggesting that DeSantis is a good candidate. But yeah, 0 out of 5 on the creepy scale. This is not creepy at all. This is just, again, stupid. This list is either like people being creepy or people being stupid. The smilers versus the sinisters. So she's the leader of the smiling crowd here and just not taking it seriously at all. And just, again, just a really, really dumb move for a lawyer to do something like this. Here's Meadows, Mark Meadows, former White House chief of staff, had his hands in everything, was on the call with Brad Raffensperger, with Trump, on the notorious call to Raffensperger, where Trump asked him to find the exact number of votes to flip the state to Trump. Now, again, like Cheesebro, I think Meadows might be the only one here who understands the gravity of the situation. Cheesebro and Meadows, he looks like he's been crying. Somebody in my comments said that their nose turns red like that after they've been crying. His eyes are all puffed up. Definitely looks scared. Knows what's in store. 0 out of 5 on the creepy scale because once again, he knows what's going on. He knows the gravity of the situation. All right, final two. Rudy Giuliani. We were all looking forward to seeing Rudy's mugshot, former mayor of New York, former New York City prosecutor, famous for breaking up organized crime in New York City using RICO laws. Now, the irony of all ironies, he has been arrested on RICO charges in the Fulton County, Georgia case. He was Trump's personal lawyer, had his hand in everything, Trump's top assistant, right-hand man through his entire presidency and into the 2020 Stop the Steal effort and beyond. So Giuliani having his hands in everything shady that Trump ever did. On this mugshot, probably 3 out of 5 on the creepy scale. He's definitely got the creepy eyes going there. Again, Rudy's just a creepy guy. I mean, he's just we've all heard, or hopefully you haven't heard the tapes of him sexually harassing his assistant. He's just a weird guy, just a creep. Just gross, just a gross guy, all around gross guy. So yeah, 3 out of 5 on the creepy scale. Nobody likes Rudy. Rudy's a joke. And moving on to the pièce de résistance, the biggest one, the biggest mugshot in the history, what will go down as one of the most famous pictures in American history. This is Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump's mugshot being arrested in Fulton County, Georgia. By now, everyone has seen this picture. This is a 10 out of 5 on the creepy scale just because of the magnitude of this and what it represents. This guy absolutely practiced this mugshot. He's been prepping for this mugshot for weeks, probably practicing with poses in the mirror. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and it's had exactly the desired effect that he had hoped, which is just whip his supporters into a frenzy. They're seeing this as like a rock star pose. They're seeing that this just means that he's out for vengeance. They are saying that this mugshot will win him the election, essentially, which is completely asinine. There's a long time to go before the election. A lot more is going to happen than just this mugshot in these legal cases that Trump is involved in. But the sinisterness of this, 10 out of 5 on the evil scale. This guy looks like Vigo the Carpathian. from Ghostbusters 2. He looks like a despotic dictator that just wants to put people's heads on spikes. This mugshot signifies a terrifying new era in the Trump legacy. Totally unfeeling, totally uncaring, staring at the camera again with the Kubrick stare, with the forehead forward, the eyes up, the chin down, signifying somebody who is completely deranged. This is not a stable person. This is not a person who cares about what he's done, about the crimes he's committed, or about the damage that he's done to this country. He is an absolute sociopathic, lying criminal, and this mugshot bears that out. So absolutely creepy. The creepiest of the creeps, Donald J. Trump, once again running for president. So thank you for taking the time to go through those mugs with me. I thought it was interesting, very interesting case in Fulton County, Georgia. Just the beginning. Just the beginning. Trump will now be involved in 4 different trials in as many states over the next few months, and somehow will have to run for president at the exact same time. He's going to have to figure out how to do that. And his supporters are going to have to come to terms with the fact that he's going to be spending more time in court than holding massive pro-Trump cult rallies. So we will see how that goes over the next few months. This mugshot is only the beginning. For MeidasTouch, this is Troy. Remember, smash that subscribe button to keep supporting independent media, and head on over to MeidasTouch.com. The best writers, the best researchers, the best editors in the business working on MeidasTouch.com, writing short news stories all day long. Every time you go back, there should be new stuff there to read, cool news stories to read, short reads on the most breaking news of the day. So check it out. It's awesome. MeidasTouch.com. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.